you. And then he stops and he stares me down and he says, what do you know about life? And I said, nothing. And he was like, that's damn right. You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. And I was just like, oh, okay. Hello, interwebs, and welcome back. I'm Shanna.
I'm April.
And this is where I share my life and stories and adventures and opinions and whatever else I feel like. So we are on day 3, and this will be part 1 of day 3 in Melbourne, Australia. And the day started out with brunch with most of the wedding attendees, and it was really, really good.
Very Australian brunch, like beans and toast and
Vegemite.
Mm-hmm. It was good, and it was nice because we got to sit with Ricky and Gordon and get to know him a little better because I didn't really know him at all yet.
And me get to know both of them a little better.
I think the sister sat with us too.
Yeah, so did that really, really nice couple.
Oh yeah, Trish and Solomon. Yeah,
they were super nice couple. Lots of great advice from both of them, and I really like them.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah. Hopefully we'll see them again someday.
Yeah, I hope so too. And then after brunch, we got a ride from Dave.
I think it was Dave.
Dave, sorry if we forgot your name. I'm terrible with names. But back to the city. Super, super nice of him to do that, because otherwise we would have had to take the bus again.
It would have been like $30 each of us.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have. It would have been $30 for the bus. It would have been $30 if we took a taxi.
Oh, still, saved us money.
Yeah, saved us money. Super nice. And he actually took us to our Airbnb, which was in a beautiful location. It had an amazing view. It was super cheap. The woman who actually owned the apartment was very, very nice. The Airbnb was well stocked with coffee and cereal and all kinds of things. And if you've never stayed at Airbnb, I do highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you haven't used Airbnb before, if you look down in the description box, there will be a code there for you where you can get money toward your first Airbnb, and I can get money for our next Airbnb. So go ahead and check that out. Highly recommend it. And let's just go ahead and take a look at the apartment.
Coffee here tomorrow morning. No one disturbed.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Get down there. Looks like some old mansion.
Woo.
Probably use it for something else. And over there.
Wow.
Park. I think that's famous, that mountain over there. I feel like I've seen that shape. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
You're just making stuff up. It's fine.
That's the famous Mesa de San Miguel. Wow! Wow! Is it a picture or video?
It's video.
Oh. Wow! I couldn't afford to live here in a million years.
Don't say that. We can live
anywhere
we choose.
I live here. I have the money. I can do it. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's nice and cool.
You can see the Ferris wheel. So the next plan was to actually hike Foreshore Trail, which actually kind of just turned into us wandering around for the most part. We wandered around a little bit of the trail. We walked some of the beach, which was really, really beautiful. I was kind of surprised because I grew up pretty much on or close to a beach, which in my opinion is one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. This beach was so different, but also just as beautiful in its own kind of different way. And I really, really enjoyed it.
It was pretty. It was quiet. There weren't any big waves or anything. And people were swimming despite it being really cold. There's like a really cool, like maybe early turn of the century or like 1920s beach boardwalk type of place with like carnival rides and very like over the top statues and masks that looked very 1920s. It was cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of really interesting stuff to see while you're walking there, and different little shops and restaurants along the beach. So very enjoyable.
I think they had a historic theater too, right there on the beach. It was really nice.
Yeah, we didn't get to check it out.
No,
but
we weren't seeing
there's
shows.
so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
So much stuff to do. So let's go ahead and take a look. So today we are exploring Foreshore Trail in Melbourne, and we just made our way to Luna Park to start this off. We're not doing a tour, we're kind of doing our own thing, so we'll see how this goes.
We'll walk.
We'll wander.
If we see somewhere food, we'll eat.
Yeah.
If we see coffee, we'll drink it.
Yeah.
If we see sand, we'll run through it.
I'm gonna throw it at you.
And throw it in each other's eyes.
And blind each other.
Friendship!
You know. That's true love. True love. I wish I would have brought my sunglasses.
Maybe we can buy sunglasses.
Yes.
We should go to that flea market.
I need
bet
new
they have cheap
sunglasses. Always need new sunglasses. Oh my god, I'm so happy. The beach makes me so happy.
It's cold, but I would swim in it. It's not freezing. Oh my god, it's so windy. But it's beautiful. Take a selfie with a bunch of hair coming up.
No entry. Authorized persons only. Penalties apply. April. Go in. I dare you.
I don't want to be deported.
Triple dog. Dare you.
So supposedly if we were allowed beyond these gates, we could see penguins. But guess what month of the year they're closed for maintenance? October.
Womp womp. That's okay, we'll see penguins another day. Hey April, did you know Westy likes older women?
I did, actually.
Oh, look at those people sitting on the little sandbar over there. Oh,
One woman.
just one older woman. The city of Port Phillip is the original estate of the Yalukut, sorry if I butchered that, William clan of the Boom Wurrung people. The name Yalukut William means people of the river. This project, which remembers the history of the first people of the area, is a collaboration between the city of Port Phillip and the Boom Wurrung Foundation. Cool! Let's go.
You're not scary, you're not something at all. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Alright, so our first more story time, I guess, of this vlog. As we were walking, I almost always have my camera on, but I don't really pay attention to it. I use a tiny little Yi, which is very similar to a GoPro, and the screen goes black. I'm not usually looking at it. It's kind of just hanging out in my hand. We were walking, trying to find somewhere to eat, and all of a sudden, the security guard says to me, I love this, I need to take a picture.
Excuse me, don't film security.
Now, A, there's no way it was completely obvious that I was even doing anything with my camera, because I had it like right here, and I'm just not even looking at it, not paying attention. Like, excuse me, sir. I don't give a crap about you or your freaking security.
Don't film security.
And I was literally excited about the wall that was next door to this building that was all about marriage equality. So, it was really...
Okay, so Shanna just showed me the footage again. I think you cut it or something?
Well, as soon as he said it the first time, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I turned it off.
Yeah, but, like, I remember he was ruder, and he kind of went going, you know what, sometimes when, like, you say, oh, sorry, but the person keeps going and yelling at you, and you're like, dude, I stopped, like, leave me alone. Mm-hmm. We've all had those situations before, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, he was super rude. It was uncalled for. It's just not necessary.
Why would he be filming you?
I don't know. Don't film the security. But there was another kind of crazy thing that happened maybe like 5 minutes after that.
That one was more fun. And scary.
A little scary. So we were standing on a street corner waiting for the light to turn so we could actually cross the street. And say this is the street, and April's standing here facing the street, and I am facing the opposite direction facing her, but we were kind of catty corner to each other. So she's here and I'm here. And I'm talking to her, but then I can see this guy, a big guy, like beelining straight for me, and I'm like, oh, he's not stopping. He's still walking. And literally, I'm standing here, and all of a sudden, he is right here. He is touching me. And I was like, oh, okay. Didn't say anything, didn't whatever. I just politely scoot,
and he like
scooted.
Bumped me too, because I thought it was you, and then I'm like, oh, and then I like slipped away, because I'm like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Why are you touching me?
Yeah. I politely scooted around him, went back kind of behind him, closer to April, and I was like, what is that? And she's like, I don't know. We were talking under our breath, like he couldn't hear us. No. And then he turns around. No, I don't think he did. He turned around and he's like, what are you girls doing today? And I was like, and he's like, you want to go have a drink? Let's have a drink.
Right, yeah, he was trying to get us to go with him.
And I was like, oh no, we've got to be somewhere. We've got plans. Thank you. And then he stops and he stares me down and he says, what do you know about life? And I said, nothing. And he was like, that's damn right. You're an idiot. You're a f***ing idiot. And I was just like, oh, okay. Like,
we're just like, yeah, she's braver than me. I was like, I'm not engaging. I'm not gonna look at him. Like, I'm not here.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh,
I was just like, okay. Meanwhile, the light changes so we can cross the road, and so we start crossing. And there's a few other people who are
there was a
around.
lot of people.
Yes,
like I didn't feel unsafe because there were so many people. There's like big Australian dudes like watching, like like everyone thought it was funny.
Yeah, and he's just continuing to badger me and call me an idiot, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I don't care. But then I decided, I was like, you know what? I need to channel my inner Australian. What would Nick do? What would Nick do? And I looked at him and I said, fuck off, Cam. And then he just continued to call me an idiot. And then he turned and looked at this older man next to him and he says, well, that was uncalled for, wasn't it? And the old man, I shouldn't call him old, he wasn't old, but
no,
he was older. He turned and he looked at me, and then he looked at him, and it was very clear that he was not talking about what I said or what I did. He was talking about this guy's behavior, and he's like, yeah, it was. And then we all kept walking, and the guy who was being belligerent and rude walked into this pub that we walked
Which
by.
I'm sure he got kicked out of 2 minutes later. Like, you can't, he was so inebriated. He was like dangerously drunk.
It was a little crazy. But
and then I screamed, I love Australia.
people here are so nice, which they are.
But yeah, everyone around us kind of laughed like, hi.
It was really funny. It was really funny. So then we continued on our adventure to find food. It's cute.
The sign, isn't it?
Is this where you live?
Yeah, someone mentioned so let's give her. Oh, flats.
So we're going to end this one here because I don't want this vlog to be too incredibly long. So there will be a part 2 of day 3 coming up. So that pretty much wraps it up for this one. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't yet, please also hit the subscribe button. And let us know in the comments below, what is something crazy that has happened to you in a public place when you've just kind of been minding your own business. And thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time. Bye!
Juice time! I'm gonna save my Coke for tomorrow.
That's fine.
I'm getting some caffeine at work.
That's fine. I'm gonna cut to it, so that's fine.
Oh, you have it on camera?
Yeah.
Oh, what a dick!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I love this. I need to take a picture.
Excuse me, don't film security.